So welcome back to DC Silver Age Storytime, and today is a little bit of a divergence, but there is a reason why, and this is Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen number 72, published in October 1963 with story by Jerry Siegel and art by Curt Swan. Jimmy Olsen is such a fun series, but um, the only ones I have are in Showcase and they're in black and white, so I'll have to decide whether I'm going to do them. But this one is color. Superman, an unknown enemy, has materialized these former identities of mine and is now working a ghastly change on me. Save me. I can't, Jimmy. You're being punished by some super race for a crime against their world, and I dare not interfere. You'll have to remain rooted here with those other Olsens. So this is the world of doomed Olsens. Oh, that elastic lad figure of me is tickling me. Can't stop laughing. Ouch, one of the quills from the porcupine Olsen jabbed me, and now I'm in pain. Please help me, Superman. I can't, Jimmy. This is your punishment for all eternity, to be tormented by your former identities. Superman's just like, whatever. So, there's a lot of backstory, but I don't really have time to go into it. But basically, Jimmy Olsen has had a ton of identities, and one of them is Elastic Lad, which is basically Plastic Man or Mr. Fantastic. He takes drops of this liquid and it makes his body super stretchy. Um, and then he demonstrates another one of his identities, which is as a wolfman. And so he says, "Sorry, I panicked you folks, but it was just a demonstration. I'll project newsreel clips of some of which show some of my other fantastic transformations. So there is the human porcupine. There is Jimmy Olsen as the giant turtle man. Any questions, folks, about me or my pal Superman? Attention, people of Earth, I am the Collector. Olsen committed a heinous crime against the people of my world, and I, the Collector, must punish him." So he grabs up Jimmy Olsen and takes him instantly to the planet Guion L. Uh, Now to treat you to an unpleasant surprise. So all of his Jimmy Olsen's identities are there, and then the Collector um, roots his feet to the ground. "Relax, Jimmy. Your Wolfman self isn't going to bite a chunk out of you. He knows that the fate I've planned for you is infinitely worse. Ha ha." And then Turtle Man says, "Look, the Daily Planet's famous heroic reporter is scared stiff of being stomped on." Yeah. So they're just really working him over. Uh, Porcupine Man starts shooting quills at him. Um, let's see, Fat. I'm not sure what this guy's name is, but he's just fat, and he gets fatter the more he eats. And then Elastic Lad uses his long fingers to tickle Jimmy Olsen. "Look, fellas, why don't you gang up against this alien character and help me? After all, if it weren't for me, none of you would ever exist. I don't mean to insult you, but you're all freakish imitations of me." He's right. Let's help Olsen. But the Collector is not one to be trifled with, and roots them all to the ground. Um, so Jimmy says, "If only my signal watch could work across space, I'd summon my pal Superman and he'd take care of you. It so happens that Superman is in this area searching for a rare metal. Summon him if you see if I care. Hooray, my signal got through. Here comes Superman to the rescue." But unfortunately, Superman says, "Sorry, Jimmy. Much as I'd like to save you, I can't. If I interfere with the Collector, with his super science, he can destroy the entire Earth. I can't let billions die to rescue just one person." Choke, that's true. And then the Collector says, "Now I'll tell you why you're being punished. Last month you pressed the button on your signal watch 18 times. The resulting sonic waves penetrated into my dimensional world, causing a reaction which destroyed our greatest city." Gulp. "I'm innocent. I didn't mean any harm." So for whatever reason, well, he says he's going to transform Jimmy into something unspeakable, and Jimmy throws his microphone at the Collector, who ducks. "No, don't throw that at me." Jimmy starts to laugh. "You can quit hamming it up, Mr. Alien. You're really Mon-El from the Legion of Superheroes, from the future, and all the Olsen freaks here are Legionnaires too." And they're wondering how he caught on. And so he speculated when he threw the microphone and the Collector ducked that it was because there's lead in it, and Mon-El, his natural reaction is to avoid lead, even though he is now immune to lead, which I don't know, seems a little sketchy. He says that the Turtle Man or Turtle Man must be Colossal Boy because Turtle Man, when he's Turtle Man, his brain is like dull, but this Turtle Man was able to speak. He suspects that Elastic Lad is Chameleon Boy, which is true. Um, he suspects that Wolf Boy is actually Prody, which is kind of true, but actually not, because Chameleon Boy says, actually, it's Prody too, a friend of my first Protean pet who died when he sacrificed his life for Saturn Girl. And then the Human Porcupine is Cosmic Boy. Fat Boy is Bouncing Boy. And then Superman comes back. He was also in on the gag, and I guess he worked his super speed to do the roots, making the roots. I placed a fake tree root disguise made of plastic on you, and the other is at super speed. Oh, I guess Mon-El did it. Under cover of the smoke released from my power ring. So Jimmy says, well, what's the point? Well, they are going to make him. That was his super initiation, and he is now an honorary member of the Legion of Superheroes. So Jimmy says, this is wonderful, but how do I rate getting into the Legion? I haven't any powers. Yes, you do, as Elastic Lad. You've helped us so much in the past. We were all pulling for you to pass the initiation. Okay, when I read that, I was like, well, wait a second. When has Jimmy Olsen ever met with the Legion of Superheroes? So this is, I did some research, and apparently he has had interactions. And I thought that these books, this is the Legion of Superheroes book, was complete. But apparently there are other interactions he's had, at least 2 stories. And I do have a lot of Silver Age Jimmy Olsen, but I don't have those stories. The Showcase Presents series never reached those issues. You made the grade brilliantly. You were clever to deduce it was all a hoax from the faint clues we provided. Gee, for once I don't know what to say. And I promised to use my superpower only for good, without financial reward, and I pledge to do my best to aid fellow Legionnaires who are in peril. You are now an honorary member, Jimmy. Congratulations, Legionnaire. I'm thrilled for Jimmy. He's a fine boy. He deserves this great honor. So I want to read these stories now, but I don't have them available. So unfortunately, the only place I know that Jimmy Olsen was ever reprinted from the Silver Age is in the Showcase Presents series. And like I said, it didn't reach that point. So I have researched. I cannot find anywhere else where they have been reprinted. So I'm sure there's a way I could find it. But anyway, that is Jimmy Olsen's introduction to the Legion of Superheroes as a honorary member.